Columbia appoints new creative agency and hires new head of marketing to lead creative strategy forward. Portland, Oregon, Columbia Sportswear Company, a global leader in designing, sourcing, marketing, and distributing outdoor apparel, footwear, accessories, and equipment products, today announced that the Columbia brand has a new creative agency partner and marketing leadership to oversee the brand's new creative strategy. The approach will lean into the 86-year-old company's unique character to elevate the Columbia brand. These changes are part of the brand's forward-looking strategic brand vision that will pair product strategy with integrated marketing to meet consumers where they are to drive more meaningful brand experiences. Which is about the buzzwordiest paragraph I have read on this stream today.
We're going to come back to that.
Joe Boyle, Executive Vice President, Columbia Brand President, said, "We've built an extraordinary outdoor brand that set the standard for excellence worldwide. The past year, we've been retooling and reshaping our business to scale new heights. In the year ahead, you'll see the Columbia brand roll out a product strategy that is deeply intertwined with marketing, allowing us to reach consumers in new, surprising ways to reintroduce our iconic brand. To lead the creative direction forward, the Columbia brand appointed Adam and Eve DBB as its global agency of record, following a competitive pitch against several undisclosed global agencies. The global account will be led by Adam and Eve DBB London, in close partnership with its New York and San Francisco offices." Miranda Hipwell, CEO of Adam and Eve DBB, added, "The story of Columbia is so rich and full of personality. This was a partnership we felt excited about from the moment Joe's letter inviting us to pitch landed on our desks. We've enjoyed every minute of the journey until now and can't wait to tell more people all over the world about the unique marriage of irreverence, imagination, and innovation embedded in the brand's DNA. In a world full of purpose-led ambitions, Columbia is a rare example of the real deal. We couldn't be happier to be kicking off this creative collaborative partnership." And this article came from the Financial Post.
So fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. I own a bunch of Columbia stuff. We've been buying it for years. It's a good brand. I can't tell you. I'm going to cut back to the first paragraph here, in which a part of discussion topic 1 is, do consumers want to be reached in new, surprising ways? Coming right back to what you said, the changes are part of a brand's forward-looking strategic brand vision that will pair product strategy with integrated marketing to meet consumers where they are and drive more meaningful brand experiences. Do consumers want to be reached in new, surprising ways? No. I don't like it when I'm watching a TV show and it's surprise commercial time.
Yeah.
I don't like surprises. Consumers don't like, and that's not a good surprise. If you're gonna if I'm gonna get a pair of boots and it comes with like a pair of socks, that's a great surprise. And then maybe they introduce their new thermo sock brand by including okay, great. That'll be sweet. I would love that. Added value is sweet. Marketing is a real tough job when you're trying to add value to awareness without it seeming really, really, really commercial.
It's very funny when marketing agencies try to market the concept of marketing in really abstract ways.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's like, at its core, effective marketing is really transactional. We're trying to get information to people that will be excited by that information.
Yeah.
And there's lots of ways we can go about doing that. When we talk about digital advertising, we're specifically looking for people that are in market, and we're trying to make it easier for them when they are looking for a product or service to find the product or service we're promoting.
Yes.
There's nothing mystical about that. It's a technical process. You need to understand how the ads work really well. You need to understand your targeting. You need to understand your market. You need to understand if your product even makes sense to pitch to people in market, or if your product is so new and innovative that you need to just raise awareness and make people know that your thing even exists in the first place so they can seek it out. But none of that involves
surprising ways
of connecting with consumers. Whoa, surprise ad.
Whoa. There's 40,000 influencers all shilling Columbia stuff. It's It's okay. They got good stuff. I've had, again, there are there are opportunities to say, how do I communicate my brand value? How do I show you that this equipment is good? How do I show you that we're better than our competitors? How do I show you that we're making commitments to the environment? How do I all of that. So like there's tons and tons of ways about communicating why we're good and why you should care and all of those things and you know, cool. Like it's just not surprising ways. There's a lot of jargon in this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jargon. Cool.
There's a lot of like buzzwordy like marketing nothing in there. Like when you describe elements of a brand identity as being embedded in its DNA, that is such a like marketer term. They're a marketer talking to other marketers and execs, just like trying to get everyone excited about how dynamic. Yeah, it's like a finger guns moment.
You were doing it subliminally. I'm like, I'll get you with it. It's like that's it. We've been in these rooms. It's like let's just cut through that with a hot knife.
Yeah.
Let's get back down to like.
And like some of it's genuine. They're not presenting it very genuinely, but like yes, when you start working with a company that has a really established identity and they're actually about something and they have values and they have a history and they have a story to tell, that is much more fun to market than a company that is like drop shipping widgets.
Or like brand new with like no history. We can't do any callbacks. There's no successes we can build on. Like when there's
and like you know maybe they're brand new but they're a scrappy underdog with like a big goal.
Love those.
That can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, very fun.
We worked with a watch company a few years ago where they were raising awareness for mental health and they were super passionate about all of the work they were doing, and it was really fun creating content with them because they had things to share that they were genuinely passionate about.
Meaningful things to share. There was no surprises. There was learnings. There was teachings. It made you think about time differently, which is okay, great. But you know, you're not trying to. You gotta. I'm not sure if it was in this article or another one. It's like you gotta meet the consumer where they are.
Yep, that was
it.
There were some gems in here.
Yeah,
that were like that's buried in some of the buzzwords.
We say that all the time. You gotta meet them where they are. If they're not ready to purchase yet, like we're airlines do that really well.
Yeah.
It's like you're not ready for a trip until you're ready for a trip, and great. So
the second discussion topic: what does it mean for a product strategy to be deeply intertwined with the marketing? That's actually a super important nugget. That's just like kind of glossed over in the article. Having a product strategy entwined with your marketing is a godsend for your marketing department. You wouldn't believe how often, as your marketing agency, we are the last people to find out about a new product that you want to market. And when you come to your marketing agency last, you have missed out on months and months and months of opportunities to build hype and prepare for aggressive and successful marketing early in your product launch.
Yeah. If you don't have like, some people say like, product should lead marketing or marketing should lead product. Really, it's got to be intertwined. It's like chicken and egg. Like if no one knows about your product, it's gonna fail.
Yeah.
And if everyone knows about your product, but the product doesn't like actually mean anything to them, it's gonna fail as well. So this could be as simple as saying, hey, when we're talking about product, when we're making decisions on development or sourcing or, you know, color launch, like anything, someone from the marketing team needs to be in there, in that conversation, whether they're taking notes or influencing things. It's like, okay, great, we're coming out with something as trivial as like, great, we're doing new colors for Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, great. What do you think we can do? That's marketing's job now to go get creative around that. But if they're the last dog at the bowl, they're not doing anything. This isn't going to go well. Now we've just got a bunch of orange and black, and that's fine and all. But and then even more than that, it's marketing gets a lot of information back from the consumers that should go back to feed product strategy to create that loop of going, hey, great. The noodle loop, great. We got to go and like capture feedback, implement the feedback, and then test again, and then launch, and then that cycle is going to go over and over and over and over and over. And the more entwined and the faster that cycle goes, that better that product's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Like hands down, easy.
This is especially true of brand new products and brand new businesses. We talk to a lot of startups who have done nothing to document the process of going to launch.
Yeah.
And there are so many opportunities from a social media perspective to share your story and share the process of getting ready for your first product launch or your grand opening, and build a following that feels engaged in your journey, so that when you're ready to launch, they're ready and waiting and they're excited.
Yeah. You can build all kinds of things ahead of time, even before the product's ready to be sold. It's just interest. Can I generate interest? I don't even have to generate $1 or a like or a follow or anything. It's just like, hey, would you be interested in this thing? Well, there's tons of people that are interested in all kinds of things, and especially when you've got a brand that's like closing in on 100 years old, they got all kinds of stuff to share.
Yeah.
All kinds, whether it's new technology that they're integrating into, their coats or their socks or their shoes or their great. Like, let's see it. Let's see it. Not only do they look good, it's lighter weight, or they're doing it's going to be fun. This is a job where the company does have some very good, strong brand values already, good product, and now they've kind of set the marketing agency, the creative agency, up for success already just by having those things where they don't need to embellish. They don't need to.
Yeah.
They need to have fun now, and it's kind of a sweet so Miranda they're going to have a pretty sweet job of doing this. Now it's up for them to execute on it, and who's to say, but that's like they are poised for some cool stuff. Like that's, yeah.
So all that being said, they've got great stuff to share. Why are they sharing this? Why is this news? This is our last discussion topic on this article. Why do big businesses announce their marketing moves?
Oh, all kinds of reasons.
And if there's good reasons for it, should small businesses be doing the same thing?
So with this case in particular, they're a publicly traded company, so they're forced to. Let's pretend they're not. Let's pretend that they're not forced to do this. Let's just pretend that they want to do this because it's important to them. It's important to them because they actually care. They actually care about, I think, what their customer thinks of them and what the brand means. And they're going to say to those people, whether it's investors, consumers, competition, like, we're coming. Be ready. Like, get ready for some cool stuff. And I'm going to tell you that ahead of time so that it starts generating conversations long before we're going to end up actually seeing this stuff.
So do you think that Columbia customers are going to read this article and get excited for this new marketing material coming down the pipeline?
Their diehard fans will. Like, if I was big into hiking, and they're gonna say yes. If you're just an average person who likes a nice coat or a nice pair of boots, less so. But there are people in this ecosystem that absolutely care about it, and then we shouldn't forget those people. So I'm going to give I would call them a VIP, call them whatever. I'm going to make sure they feel so special with this. So beyond this going out into financial posts, so we want to give you the full article, this was probably shared with a whole bunch of people outside of that saying, watch out.
Oh yeah.
So this is just one method of them sharing this story. And
for the leadership of the company, there's all kinds of reasons for them to do this. Because they want their friends who own companies to know that they're making smart moves.
Yeah. I want the marketing, Adam and Eve DDB, I want them to feel proud that they won. This was probably a very competitive bid.
Yep.
This was not something that just happened in 2 days. There was a lot of work. There was a lot of time spent in doing that well. And they should feel happy about that. So it's kind of like a celebration and a kickoff. And then they're kind of putting a timeline, a line in the sand where they're saying now it's official.
Yeah.
We're now officially doing this thing, and it was a good reason why, and here's what we partnered with, and celebrating that partnership. There's so many businesses that we see, whether they're small or large, they finally get their product into a store, whether it's just on consignment or something else, but they don't actually tell people hey, we're proud of this.
Yeah.
Our little small business is growing. We were accepted by X and Y company over there. You can find us over there and whatever on the market, whatever. You should be promoting that partnership more thoroughly. That's half the battle of saying, well, if you haven't tried our product yet, they believe in us.
Now,
they think it's good.
It's a little more obvious in that example, though, right? Because my product is in store somewhere else. It's selling over there. There's lots of reasons to promote that to consumers because that's somewhere you can buy the product. That's social proof that the product is good. There's lots of benefit to that. But if one of our clients, brand new client, hires us for the first time to overhaul their marketing or overhaul their technology, should they be releasing a press release telling their market that
it depends,
they're working with a new marketing agency? So
yeah,
if we're saying it makes sense for a company the size of Columbia, if we go down the ladder till we get to the small and medium-sized enterprises, at what point does that stop making sense?
Like this, would it need to be specifically a press release? No, but like if you've got an email list, if you're active on social media, I don't think it's a bad thing to say like, here's what to expect out of us for the next quarter. Sure. Or here's what we're doing. Here's some transparency into our product roadmap. Or here's like, if it was a technology company, we'd say like, here are the features we're working on. They're not ready yet, but like, here's what we're working on. Here's where your dollars are going.
That's different though, because that's a product roadmap.
If it was an agency, here's who we're working with. With an agency side of stuff, like for me personally, if we were the agency, this doesn't add value to your customer base. Saying, hey, we're working with 2H Media now, like our brand more.
Well, like it
could.
So like it depends. So like a perfect example would be we did a rebrand for Innovation Guelph, right? And we helped them.
Oh yes. So that would have been one that would be
in their case for them to do a press release saying, hey, we've brought on 2H Media to help us with a rebrand. Yep. We've got big new things planned. That would be like a really useful step in preparing the audience for the changes that are coming. Yep. And it would have been an opportunity for us to do some cross promotion and like really build each other up. So like I can see clear value there. Some of the website jobs, it might make sense.
Maybe.
Right? Like if
this depends. If
you've got like a really old e-commerce store and you're preparing to move to Shopify and you know that your customers are frustrated with the experience of ordering from you now, letting them know some positive changes are coming could be some like worthwhile bets. Yeah.
That's more like product roadmap though.
But that's more like product roadmap. So like, you know, specifically when it's a marketing related thing, I think it's really tough to find examples where like it makes sense to prime your clients on that coming ahead of time.
It's like, can you use it to generate excitement? Can you show them that you're like reinvesting back into the brand? Like there are ways to do that. It really depends on the use case. At the higher levels, like it's always good to be more transparent, from investor down to the VIP people that just adore the brand, that are like ride or die. There's a right way to do that. A simple press release, again, from a small business standpoint, if you have good relations with like your local paper or subreddit communities or Facebook groups or things like that, there are opportunities for you to share information like this without it taking 3 weeks to get the perfect words down for you to do that. So can you do it quickly?
That actually ties it really nicely to why I put this question in the doc.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to workshop this live and talk about the transparency you were mentioning. As an agency, would it make sense for us to build a process for making press releases and social media posts really easy for our clients when they start working on this on a new project?
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Like, would it make sense for us to say, hey, great, you've just started working with 2H Media. Here's a template for a press release to tell your audience about the cool changes that are coming.
Yep.
It's not going to cost you as the client anything for us to put that together.
Nope.
It's a win-win because we get buzz out of that as well. Is that something that would make sense?
It would.
A lot of clients?
And again, they would still get the choice. Maybe they want to keep that hidden. Maybe they're not. There's like, I only see that as a value add, and it's at their discretion. So like, yeah, win.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see a downside to that. Period. Like, what's the downside to allowing you to?
Like, it's more work if it's not broadly applicable.
Yes. Right? Yes. Yeah.
But like, if the argument is there that like we have enough use cases where it makes sense, then it makes sense. Like the Shopify example we were talking about. You know, if moving to a new e-commerce platform is a product roadmap thing that is going to have a big impact on people's customers, maybe they should.
Maybe they should know.
Announcing that ahead of time. And maybe we should make it easy on our customers to get the word out.
I like that. I can see some value in that for sure.